Hello, lovely humans of Earth. Welcome to another XFM Friday, my fellow Pilkington fans. I have this little feeling that today is gonna be a particularly really good episode. I don't know why. Nobody said anything or anything, but I can just feel it. It feels like a good one. Anyway, Series 2, Episode 12, already into November. Time's flying there and here and everywhere. It's crazy. Anyway, that's whatever. I don't want to talk about that. That's it. Let's do this. Rusty. Mr. Rusty Dog. Thank you. Thank you. And I love that M, the colorful M. I know that represents me, and I don't know. I like it. I think it's very cute. I like the colors. Anyway, let's do this, people. I'm happy. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. I hope you enjoy the hour and a little bit that is to come. I am hoping to be able to get any Rockbuster clues today, but I feel like what I've seen last week, I don't think I'll ever get any ever again. And everybody keeps saying that they're just going to get more obscure and weirder and more in the mind of Mr. Dilkington, and I don't think we're going to get that done. Anyway, beautiful humans, let's go.
Coldplay, The Scientist. Have you seen the video?
Get a load with this.
It's just brilliant.
I think I might have worked out. What is, he's walking backwards, it's all filmed backwards, but he's singing forward. Now, the only way I can work out they've done it without CGI in it and cheating with the lips is that he had to learn it backwards and did it sort of like bit by bit. Did he do that?
He was on Zoe's show about a week ago or something, and
so
he sang it backwards.
So he learned phrases and they filmed that.
Yeah.
But he didn't learn the whole song, did he? They must have...
I think he
couldn't
did.
possibly have learned the whole song. He must have, stopped it and...
Don't know.
It's a great video, though. They always do a good video.
No, it's very good indeed.
So it was, The Scientist on XFM, wonderful one. I'm Rick Gervais.
I love how they're talking about a video of a song they just played on the radio. Nobody saw it. We just heard it, but sure.
With me, Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington.
I had a bit of good news this morning.
Go
on.
Ooh.
I was on the tube coming down, and I don't want to sound arrogant, I don't want to sound pushy, but I was at Green Park, and I'm fairly certain, Rick, it's not 100% corroborated, I'm fairly certain that a woman pinched my arse. So what do you think of that? Yes.
There's a lot of
That's good
pickpockets
news?
around Green Park.
No. My wallet was still there.
Really?
But even if it wasn't, that would have been money well spent. But
Oh. But what did she have to, pinch this way? You guys can't see me, but, because guy's massive. Interesting that is good news in the world of a man. Okay. Or, well, maybe not the world of a man, but in Steven's world.
but the wallet was still there, so what do you think of them apples? Eh?
So what did she just pinch off?
I can't confirm it at this stage, exactly what happened, but it certainly felt like a pinch. I looked round, there was a woman behind me.
Right.
She was fairly old, I think she's probably in her mid-30s.
Right.
Kind of reddish hair.
Right.
I don't know if she's listening.
Right.
But she knows where I am. And so I don't know how to proceed, really, Rick. I don't know if it's worth putting up some posters around the Green Park area.
Well, what you could
just
do...
to try and corroborate it. If you saw a woman pinch the lanky guy's arse,
you could probably get in...
Wait, though, because, okay, if it was just a woman behind him, right? And he turns around to look at her... I mean, I would never, ever even consider doing that, right? I'm a proper, human being. That ain't cool in my book. But, say I was with a friend and my friend did that to a guy and the guy turned around. I would assume that my friend would get extremely embarrassed and turn red or laugh or giggle or something. But now I'm kind of piecing together that a girl that would do that would be somebody very... The hell's the opposite of shy? Very not shy. So maybe they wouldn't, but I don't know, dude. If you turn around and get no reaction, that's an interesting woman, isn't it?
Contact with British Rail and go back over there.
Pinch the lanky guy's arse.
No, you could probably get in contact with British Rail and go back over their CCTV
CCTV cameras, yeah.
And then
you know what else is funny to me? I'm sorry. It's just the fact that he kind of mentioned her hair color or whatever, but he didn't say she was gorgeous, she was pretty. It was just a woman, and that's good enough for him. It was somebody of the opposite gender that he feels probably at that moment fancied him, and that's all he needs. To want to search all of England to find her. That's insane, dude. Jeez. He's hungry, isn't he?
You could probably see
Exactly,
TV thing,
CCTV cameras, yeah.
and then they could probably zoom in and, you know, so identifying sort of birthmarks, or she might have been holding something.
Then I could hire a private eye.
Yeah.
Again, money well spent.
Well, so there you go.
You know, I'm just saying maybe maybe things are looking up.
Things
It's getting
are...
towards Christmas.
I love
the
how
worm was turned.
that was good news.
I mean, you know, it's a little sexy story to get the show going.
It is
But
pretty
what do you make
sexy.
of that,
yeah.
Carl?
What do you
'Cause
think
I
of
know
that,
you're quite damning. What's your answer?
Well, I mean, you're quite a tall fella,
Sure.
so she must have really wanted to sort of reach up and have a pinch.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
what I
she was a
said.
dwarf. She did it with her teeth.
He didn't say she was a dwarf.
No, but Steve's taller than, you know, his arse.
Yeah, but his arse isn't 6'9", is it? His arse is about 3 foot off the floor.
4 foot.
What?
4 foot off.
The measuring
the floor.
is-
No, I don't think so. About 3. She'd have to be a midget to have to
Get the
reach
tape
up to pinch
measure.
his arse. He is very tall, but
I don't know what your point is there, Carl. You're just trying to, you're just,
No,
I think
no.
maybe just a little bit jealous. Just a little bit of jealousy.
Well, do you know what happened to me on the way in?
go on.
A homeless person called me a dickhead.
How did he know? Do you know him? Is that what?
He's like the local
Ne'er-do-well.
big issue fella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he knows me, he sees me walking up and down the street.
Oh, that's
a
how he
lot.
knew you.
Right. So so normally I have a bit of a chat with him and that, and I walk past him, and you know, I can be a little bit cheeky with him because I've been cheeky with him in the past with stuff.
You pinched his arse.
Just, you know, saying stuff like, "God, you're always there. I mean, you got home to go to," and stuff like that.
Yeah,
No, but
just
he-
breaking the ice. Just breaking the ice. Go
No,
on.
but he knows, and he'd laughed at that, right,
Yeah,
last time,
yeah,
so I thought
yeah.
I can be a bit cheeky, right? So he goes, do you want a big issue? I said, nah. He said, come on, I've got loads of them, right? So I sort of said, oh,
That is an
got loads of 'em.
official vendor? And you pay through your okay. Oh, the picture there on his, like, lapel or whatever is him in black and white. I thought it was, like, I just saw long hair and I thought it was a woman. I'm like, okay. I thought it was, like, the new age thing of putting, you know, missing kids or people on the milk carton. It was, have you seen this woman? I thought that was a weird way to do it, but okay. Never mind.
Right. So I sort of said, when I was a kid, and I used to do a free paper around the free papers one, I said, just put them in the bin and go home. Right? And he went, yeah, but how am I going to get any money doing that, you dickhead?
Well,
You see, I can see his point. He is homeless and having to sell newspapers to get 50p or a quid or whatever.
Yeah, and sometimes I treat him, right? And today I didn't have any money. I had a takeaway last night, and I normally give them a quid, and I felt bad not being able to do that because I didn't have any money on me last night.
Right.
I couldn't look him in the eye.
Did you
last night.
explain this to the homeless person, the traumas of the takeaway without the tip? Did you explain that, you know, you've had it hard as well? I go, look, you don't know
I
what
had
it's-
food delivered to my warm flat.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
nightmare.
you don't know what that's like. You don't know what the trauma is because you can't have food delivered to your flat because you haven't got one. So please don't look at me like that. You should have said.
But most people ignore him. At least I gave him a bit of acknowledgement and sort
Yeah,
of...
took the mic.
Yeah.
I didn't...
you know, that actually goes a long way. It's very true that people ignore him. I've heard countless stories of people that either interviewed while they're homeless or after they, however, turned their life around and they get interviewed to talk about, you know, their situation on the streets and stuff. The thing that almost all of them say they value the most. I'm not saying they value it the most. I'm saying I heard them say it. That one of the things they value the most is when people don't ignore them and acknowledge them and speak to them and still treat them as a human being because they, you know, they never stop being human beings. A home doesn't make you a human. Being human does. And that's the thing that, like, really lacking from humanity and from society, that people just ignore them and don't want to acknowledge their existence and stuff, and it makes them feel terrible. So the few people that do, it just, like, it means the world to them. I've heard that countless times. So I mean, not only is he treating him like a person and stuff, acknowledging him, but the fact that he can have that little confidence to be cheeky and stuff. I mean, people are always going on about how banter and stuff is the English way of making friends and being buddies and stuff. So that's even more to me. Like, he's just treating him like a friend, right? So, I don't know. Good on him.
I think of acknowledgement and sort of...
took the mick.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was. I just was being friendly.
No, I know.
You got to be careful with the homeless because this is true, and this is you know when the clocks went back recently,
Yeah.
so you got an extra hour in bed.
Yeah.
And I was at Cash Point with a friend of mine, and there was a homeless person sat by the Cash Point, and we would get some money out, and she said spare some change, and my friend's he's a bit awkward. He's just trying to make conversation with her. He went, "Oh, clocks go back, extra hour in bed."
Oh no.
I gave her £2. I felt so bad. He didn't do it intentionally. He didn't realise what he'd said. Just making conversation.
Bumbling.
It's tricky making conversation with the homeless because there's so many areas you've got to avoid. You know, what was on the telly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, I get recognised by homeless people and think, I don't know where...
Well, you've got to remember that's very much your demographic, Rick.
Yeah.
You know, people who watch TV through the window of Dixon's.
In
Oh,
Dixon's.
God.
Yeah, there was Ricky Gervais is on.
Yeah.
Pop the
Well,
telly on.
they can smell the alcohol on you. They think you're one of them.
Oh, I've had to cut down on that. I've been really good with this training thing.
The boxing.
Play a record and I'll tell you about that. I had my first week of training. I'm in
Isn't
trouble.
that something
I'm
to talk about
struggling.
on the radio?
Oh, we've got a bit of, have we? Stone Roses, classic.
Feeder, Come Back Around, XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Alright? Yeah, so I had my first week of training for this, charity boxing. For those people who don't know, I'm fighting Grant Bovey, Anthea Turner's husband. It sounds arbitrary, but it's actually because he's, at 41 and about my weight, a bit taller, I think. But, and we've never done it before, but, no, it'd be fun. Battling someone for charity.
What have you never done before?
No, but, it's, and I can't believe my luck, because I've been a fight fan for like 30 years, and they took me shopping, they bought me all the gear, and, the training's great. It's really hard. I mean, I imagine it'd be really hard, and it's probably slightly harder than I imagined. And the only bit I like, so I don't like all the exercise and all the stuff you've got to do. I like the bits that look a bit like something I've seen in a Rocky film.
Right, sure.
You know, we did that thing with the string along the ring, and
I legit thought he was gonna say the rests in between sets. Like, I thought it was that bad. All right.
you know, we did that thing with the string along the ring, and I have to pop up and punch, and that was great.
Right, nice.
Skipping's not bad. I'm trying to get good at that. I like that ball that you go.
Yeah. Are you any good at that? Is that
I know
I'm
exactly what you mean.
Getting good at it.
And what's that teaching you, that particular thing? It's just the rhythm, is it?
It's rhythm, and of course your arms are up for that long, so you've got to keep your guard up all the time.
Yeah.
So that teaches you to keep your arms up.
And you were up at 6 this morning, you broke some raw eggs into a cup and you ran up the steps of the town hall, didn't you? I know.
With loads of people following me, and I shouted "Bovey" at the top. No, I'm not going mad. I'm not going mad. Just you know, once every other day. But I'm struggling now. I woke up today and it's like I'd been hit by a car.
Yeah.
Just everything aches, so the muscles you haven't used. But, anyway, I had a meeting, the first time with the people, the program makers, because they're following me for a month and everything, and Grant as well. And they said, you need a sort of nickname, just for a laugh. And I went, what's Grant using? They said, I think he's gonna use Gorgeous Grant Bovey, or Grant. I went, I don't know, so I better go against that. What about, Ricky Gervais?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And,
right.
yeah, so.
Okay.
Anyway, I had a freaking with Frank Maloney meeting the next day, and, it's sort of like, you've got to do this nickname. And the bloke said, I checked out that name, you can't call yourself Jippo. I went, well, of course I can't, I was joking. He went, well, I said, well, it's racist. I was joking, I was making a joke about me, and he went, I don't know. And then, I went down to get the, buy all the gear from this shop.
They'd have the dressing game made?
Yeah. And I was picking all the stuff. I was going, look, that's like Nazwar. Oh, look, that's like Ali War in the... And I'm going, I'll have that, picking all the gear and everything. And, there was a couple of boxers down there, sort of like looking at me, thinking, who's that fat bloke taking up boxing at 40? And, I said I wasn't. And, the bloke went, oh, yeah, how you doing? I went, oh, yes, how long have you been in the game? He said, I've been boxing 20 years. So how many fights you had? He said, about 40. I said, oh, yeah, help me, I've got to think of a nickname. And I thought, Ricky Balboa Gervais. He went, right. I went, or Ricky Marciano Gervais. He looked at me and went, what about Ricky Martin?
I know! Who doesn't know who Ricky Martin is? love that you filled me in with that. I understand that it's for, everybody, but I don't think... Does anybody really not know who Ricky Martin is? Seriously? Living La Vida Loca? I mean, come on!
Oh dear!
Absolutely justified.
Yeah, I'm not respected yet in the boxing world.
No, sure.
But I
Probably
mean,
not.
Time. Once
Well,
they
I
see you
think
fight,
they're
once
gonna
they
go-
see you fight, Rick, everything's gonna change.
so
Have you actually punched anyone yet? Have you actually?
not any. No, I haven't
You've
punched.
punched-
Person. I've punched pads and I punched the bag and I've sort of sparred and that.
I know you're going to get a chance to punch
Well, as I
someone.
suspected, my punching power was alright, but my fitness is. I mean, it felt like I was smoking.
Yeah.
But there's, bits of lung that haven't had oxygen in them for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. And also because it's not only it's being filmed, but there's other fighters there that are ridiculous. They're like machines, right? And it's that thing I can go, right, I can come out on top, but die now of a heart attack, but never give up. Or I can sit down and go, I'm sorry, I feel ill. And I chose that one, and of course they took the mick.
Well, of course.
But I mean, soon, as I said, I haven't got the respect yet of the boxing fraternity, but
And how long have you got then before?
4 weeks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
and do they think that they can turn you around health-wise in that time?
No,
Or
they're
you're gonna
being
be coming out on a
realistic.
Zimmer
No,
frame
they're
during the
gonna,
fight?
they're gonna teach me the basics and see how it goes,
Right.
But I mean,
And
I'm
each
sure-
round is 4 seconds, is that right?
yeah, 2 4-second rounds.
with a
Yeah.
2-hour break in between each one. A sit-down meal.
So, give them a number. I want serious suggestions of my fighting name. Nothing insulting. Something we can actually use.
Well, let's give out
on
the email.
BBC.
That's always the easiest.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What's the number?
I love that. I love that he's actually taking, just suggestions. I have no idea what he went with. I don't know if it's going to come up at any point, but I'm really curious to know what name he actually went with.
Okay.
08700 800 1234.
And it doesn't have to be in the middle. It could be at the beginning, like.
Okay.
The Rage.
Okay,
Ricky the Rage.
Ricky the
Gervais.
Tits. Sure.
Ricky the Man. Play a
Yeah.
record.
It was a good day, yeah. Ice Cube talks to me about my life. In the pub.
yeah.
A couple of emails are already coming in. Rush. They're flooding in, Rick,
Yeah.
inevitably, as boxing name suggestions for you. This is one from Matt, I think. He's given a couple, actually. Ricky the Pudding Gervais. Ricky Big Mac Gervais. There's a theme here. Ricky Pasty Gervais. The Pasty. I quite like the Pasty.
The pasty. I feel like a good cheese name should be involved.
Here comes
great,
the
isn't it?
Pasty.
I feel like it'd
As
go.
Carl said, he said the thing is, if you have a really good nickname, it's embarrassing when you lose. Whereas if you just call yourself, it's not so embarrassing when you lose. Carl, this is doing no good for my ego.
But do you know what I mean? If you have Killer Gervais.
Yeah, and then you end up vomiting,
Yeah.
choking on your own vomit upside down, hanging out the ring.
What happens if you win? Do you have to do something?
Whereas there goes the Pasty being stretchered off in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah,
It's not such a problem.
there he is, being lightly basted, and chucked down a mine. What do you mean? What do I have to do?
Say if you beat Grant, say.
Yeah.
Say if that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
What happens next?
What do you mean? What happens? What do you think? Oh, this is a contention fight for the big one.
But
Yeah.
Then we make Ricky 2.
There you go. Love it.
no, but do you know if they're planning on making more money? Because it's for comic relief, isn't it? So what happens on the night?
No, it's for a charity of our
Comic
choice.
relief would make sense.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
Whatever, right?
yeah. It was last time. I think it was last time.
Is it sport relief? It's not sports
It was
relief.
last time,
Oh, right.
yeah. But this is. I think this is a program where
And how do we? Sorry, how do you make money for charity from this? Do we pay to sort of for how many punches to the head you're going to take?
no. I just
How
think
long you're going to last?
I assume the BBC donate money or someone or a sponsor or whatever. So I don't know. Just
Right.
donate because it's actually a program. This is more about a program. It's
gonna be
I
televised.
see.
A charity angle. So yeah.
So as if you get killed, there's more money and food to go around. Maybe. But no, I mean the thing is, what's the next step? Because if they go right, yeah, well done, you've won. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
what more do you want?
expect? That it's winner stays on.
Yeah.
Like in a fair where I go there, I'd let people punch me in the...
Burden Manning.
Yeah. And then my twin gets up.
Yeah.
It's just it's a program.
He's
It's
not
like-
gonna turn
it's-
pro.
It's like faking it.
Yeah, but what's the point if it's not going to go anywhere?
Charity.
A proper boxer.
Sorry, him fighting Grant Bovey in a ring is not entertainment enough.
Yeah, what's the matter with you,
The man's
Carl?
going to get his face pummeled in. That's going to be hilarious.
Right, when I did boxing at the youth club.
Once, when he did boxing, he fought once, he fought a little weak kid, because it was his first day, battered him. Next week, it was someone else's turn, and he got battered and he left.
Yeah, I said, right, I've had
Yeah.
enough. But there was
Yeah.
I like how he
there was a
doesn't even
ladder
defend
there that I had
himself.
to work, right? And I decided after the sort of the first step, I thought, it's not for me, this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you win, it's all kind of like, right, well...
Yeah, the world's
There you
your
go.
oyster.
But it's a programme. It's just a one-off programme, isn't it? It's like, it is like, you gotta treat it like...
He says that, but apparently that later he also fought Bob Mortimer. I don't know if it was for another charity thing or like I get it wasn't like a professional thing because he got a taste for blood and needed more. But it's a valid question knowing now that the answer is you did continue, sir.
Making it.
Yeah, but faking it, right? That little gay fella who ended up being a doorman, he's actually doing that as a proper job now or something. He loved it so much.
What are
Do
you
you
talking
seriously
about?
think I have any intentions of getting into the fight game and leaving entertainment
Well,
behind?
what's the point
Still
then?
entertainment.
What do you mean? What's the point in what's the point in watching television? It's entertainment.
Or educational. I watch it to sort of soak in
Well,
information.
this is educational. I'm learning a lot. I'm actually learning a lot, and I can't believe my luck. I've got professionals telling me, you know, hopefully how to lose weight and punch hard. That's just fun. It's like having golf lessons.
Right, but say, I mean, here's an example.
Go
It's
on.
Wow. I've never heard the word fun and golf, especially golf lessons together. It's fun, like golf, like what? Dude, my brother, the other day I was at his house and we were playing games on Steam and he has so many Steam games, right? And we were going through them trying to pick a game and he had a bunch of golf games. I'm like, what the hell is this? And he's like, oh my God, they're so fun. What? That's crazy to me. Every time I think about a golf video game, I think about Bart. When Marge got him one, he wanted like this super bloody, basically Mortal Kombat kind of game. And his mom got him golf. And that's just, yeah. That's exactly how I imagine it. But apparently they're fun. I don't know. Crazy people, man.
It's a nice way to plug it. We've got
Fun. It's like having golf lessons.
Right, but say, I mean, here's an example.
Go
It's
on.
it's a nice way to plug it. We've got Rockbusters coming up in about 10 minutes or something, right? Now,
Look forward to that.
people
I do.
email in, and they don't just do it for fun. They do it because they know they've got some good prizes lined up.
Right.
So they're doing it because it gets them something.
Yeah, my prize
could
is
get
that
to
I've
win.
learned something in life. I've gone through an experience, and hopefully I'll come out in some way better if I don't get mashed. That's it. That's the prize. That's why we do anything, isn't it?
I think this is example of
It's like, oh my God. I'm usually with Carl on a lot of things, but this is just like, hello. It's like, have you ever been young and raced your friend somewhere? Oh, first one to pass the street lamp wins. What do you win? You won. What do you lose? You lost. Like, there's no prize. It's just, it was fun and somebody won. And on top of it, he's doing it for charity. Like, what more do you want? I don't know if he's expecting, like, a trophy or, you know, one of those big boxing belts or whatever. I don't know what he wants.
you, Carl, is that you give up too easily.
Yeah,
you know,
and
you took
don't-
up the
don't-
boxing, you gave
see
that up
that-
straight
You
away.
think there's no point in anything?
I did Crusaders for I think I lasted that out for about 4 weeks.
What's
What's that?
Crusaders?
Oh.
Well, it was my mate, right? He was religious.
Uh-huh.
The little laugh Ricky made.
My mate, right? He was religious.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not really. But
No, I mean, you believe in ghosts, though, and shadows pushing people off bikes. But go on.
it's the same time. I think I told you once before that I went to the church with this lad because
Right.
I swore and he said he was going to tell me dad.
Yeah.
I was effing and jeffing. So he said, if you come
What? A variation on the term effing and blinding, which I've never heard either, meaning to swear, oh, okay, profusely. Using the North of England, that'll be by one Carl Pilkington episode. I love that the source is him. Just him saying it. All right.
Is that?
and
Effing
jeffing.
and
I swore and he said he was going to tell me dad.
Yeah.
I was effing and jeffing. So he said, if you come
Is that how they get people to church nowadays?
I love that what kid that he hasn't got the idea of the protection game. There's nothing in it for him. Either you turn to religion or I tell your father.
Right, so I went to church with him and that, and then the next week he said, I know that was rubbish and you didn't enjoy it. It's when I got kicked out for messing with the tennis ball in the pews, right?
I don't think we've heard that, but I don't think we could possibly go into that now.
Summed it up.
Yeah.
So,
Well, no,
come on, we'll come back to that. You had a tennis ball and some pubes.
No, in the pews.
In the pews, right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went there and I said, I don't think much of this church thing, it's a bit boring.
Sorry, and so you went to church and you ended up in the Crusades?
No, it's called
Crusade?
the Crusaders. What it is, it's meant to be the fun part of religion for kids.
Right.
And my mate said, oh, you want to come along? It's, you go on a Friday night and do it on a Sunday as well. Right, so I went on the Friday night. It was brilliant. They had Sabutio, played table tennis in this big old house.
And what do they do at the end? Say, I hope you enjoy yourself. Remember, God gave you all this.
Well, it's sort of, enjoy the simple things in life. You don't need computer games. You can play table tennis and that, and talk with your friends.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. So
Okay.
that's all right.
I think you'd be happy in a young offenders institution. You get to clean the toilets there
But
as
don't
well.
forget, Carl, I think God invented Nintendo too.
Right. Well, anyway, so that was
Fair
all right.
point.
I loved it on the Friday.
Yeah.
And my mate said if you go for 4 weeks in a row without missing a day,
Yeah.
you get a free badge. And, I was
And
like,
salvation.
I don't like all this sort of being stuck in stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I did
Yeah,
about
don't get
school.
tied down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, every day.
Yeah.
Right, so, anyway, so you've got to come again on Sunday, so I thought, well, we'll have another game of table tennis, it'll be alright.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go on the Sunday.
Who was this servant of God?
Right. I go on the Sunday, it's like a totally different club, there's no table tennis,
That's how they trick you.
no Sabutio, they start handing out Bibles.
That's how they trick you.
and
It's
I
like a
was- I was like,
timeshare
Hang
thing.
on a minute, right?
They trick you.
So I didn't go again on Sundays, I used to just go on the Friday.
Just go on the Friday. Brilliant. Brilliant. I'm amazed no one else saw through that.
Well, the thing is,
Dude, I'm thirsty. Hold on. Oh my god. I love when Steven adds his little jabs
There'll be
and
loads there on
Carl's
the front.
stories.
Brilliant. I'm amazed no one else saw through that.
well, the thing is, there used to be loads there on the Friday, so
I bet
I
there
thought they won't even notice if that
Yeah.
I'm not like,
Yeah,
do you
sure.
know what I mean? That I'm not showing up on a Sunday. So anyway, carried on. It was
Just
brilliant.
this kid and the vicar?
Oh, I love that. You got one over on the church.
So
Yeah.
I was loving it, right? Playing table tennis and that.
Yeah,
and then
no way.
on a Sunday, they found out where I live, and the head fella started coming round, knocking on the door.
God.
He's everywhere, Rick.
That's heavy, dude.
Why did he knock?
The fella,
Politeness.
the fella who like ran the club, he started coming round, knocking on the door. And I saw him coming up the path, and I said to my mum, "Oh, it's the fella from the Crusaders."
Yeah.
She didn't even know what I was.
No.
in. She
She
was
thought
like,
you were
"What
off
are
nicking
talking
hubcaps
about?"
and stealing cars.
She didn't
Yeah.
have a clue what I was talking about.
You've been going to
You
church.
go to church, I don't
You
believe it.
little bleeder.
That's not how we brought you up.
So I said, "Look, just tell him I'm not in. Tell him I'm not in." And she had to keep doing this, and they were coming round every Sunday to try and make me, like, go on a Sunday. It was really important that I went and that I was abusing the system and all this. Anyway, I didn't go. And then
Why didn't they just tell you on next time we turned up on a Friday?
Yeah.
no, well, because there was so many people there on a Friday, you just get mixed in
couldn't
the
find
crowd.
Yeah.
It was jammed. It was well popular on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, on one of the Sundays, it was quiet for a bit, and they stopped coming round. So I thought, right, I can go out again, right, on a Sunday, because I used to avoid hanging around the house in case
What sort of reign of terror is this?
Incredible.
So I thought,
It's
right,
like the Spanish Inquisition.
so I thought, great, they forgot about me.
Yeah.
Everything, I can carry on in sort of normal life now.
Yeah.
And I was playing out in the avenue. Fella comes round,
Oh.
and he goes, "There you are. You know, you're always busy on a Sunday. You enjoy Fridays and that, don't you?" I was like, yeah. He goes, "Well, come on, you've got to come with me." And I couldn't get out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what could I say,
Charlie says.
right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, he nearly killed me in a car crash. So that was the excuse I used next time. He had a Mini, right? And he was driving us there, and he hit the curb, nearly sort of turned over the Mini. Right? There was like 3 of us in the back. So I said,
There were 3 of us in the back. They rounded up 3 kids. Oh my god, dude. Okay. It's interesting that he said nearly died, but they also, the car nearly flipped because he hit the curb. Like, how, I don't think It's not sounding that bad to be a near-death experience.
What?
Was in the back. So I said,
Is that a record?
so next time
Or was it a joke?
Next
Go
time
on.
he came round to pick us up, I said, look, really enjoyed it and that. I said, but ever since that journey, I really, you know, I don't want to get in the car with you again because it scared me a bit. And I said,
Right.
all right then, I didn't have to go again.
That's all right, isn't it?
That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
He almost killed you in a car
It's a
crash.
parable. Thank God no one was hurt.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Your life moves in incredible ways.
Yeah.
Rather like God.
Yeah. So,
there
they're,
you go.
they're
Got some
probably
weird
down there now,
stories,
aren't they?
dude.
Going, is he coming tomorrow? What we got?
Well, are we talking about the prizes next?
Well, let's talk about the prizes. We've got the big game Rockbusters coming your way soon, Rick. I know you're excited about that. And is there more educating Ricky this week? Have you got that planned?
There is. We are struggling on that feature a bit now because I feel like we've covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know about hairy Chinese kids
Yeah.
and deaf people that hit their head and can hear again. So I don't think there's lots more to learn in life.
The hanging bacon. The
And
what's tomato
the
with
amazing
you. There was a lot of stuff,
Carl
dude.
Pilkington. Right, prizes.
Yes.
List them.
Rockbusters.
Yeah.
It's one of the big exciting quiz shows, and this may be one of your last chances to play. There's rumours that it's going to get ditched, Rick. Rumours that Carl Pilkington, the creator and mastermind behind it, has already grown tired of it. It's off from the way. You heard them earlier on, the very best of the Stone Roses. From that we played
sure.
I Want to Be Adored. That's one of the prizes. That's a nice little Christmas compilation.
Second hand now then, really, isn't it?
Second hand, yeah.
Yeah.
50 years of the greatest hit singles. I'll tell you there's some great stuff on here.
Oh,
It
go on.
opens, Rick, with Bohemian Rhapsody.
One of the biggest number ones of all time.
If you've not heard that enough already, you're followed then by John Lennon's Imagine, Candle in the Wind, Elton John. You've got
all
sorts
on one
here.
CD, Stephen.
Well, they've
These are some of the greatest rock minds.
They've chosen some of the best songs by some of the best artists.
Go on.
Paul McCartney's Mull of Kintyre. That's on there. We've got, let me see.
That is pretty impressive though, because they are real big classic number ones, as opposed to, you know, the song by the artist they didn't really care about. You see those things on this is not available in the shops, and it's, you know, the second best song artists have done.
It seems odd that we're giving it away on XFM because it includes Robbie Williams' Angels,
Yeah.
Atomic Kitten's Whole Again, Spice
Sure.
Girls Wannabe, Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of the Head, and I think it closes, well, it almost closes with Steps Tragedy. That's the penultimate track. It ends though, any ideas? It's a big hit single.
But
Did they know it's Christmas? Band-Aid. Perfect for your Christmas
Sure,
party. I'd have
sure,
thought that.
sure,
We've also
sure.
got the Groove Armada current album. Is that
Yeah,
from them?
yeah.
Okay.
And signed by the man himself, the Big Beach Boutique DVD, Fatboy Slim's concert on that Brighton beach.
How do you get it signed?
There's all kinds of treats on there. And includes an audio commentary by Norman
get a
Cook. I
signed
don't know how that
copy?
works. 3 hours of him going, this is where the needle almost jumps. Watch this for this. I did a little bit of scratching. I'm not very good at scratching, but...
No movie?
I'm putting a different track. You'll see me there.
Yeah.
There's the crowd loving it.
Excuse me, I'm just waiting, but this is where I go from Conga Squad to Basement Jacks.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
That's one of mine. I'll pop on what you see there. I've got Praise You ready.
Yeah, I just got that. That was slightly dusty. I just had to wipe that down with a damp rag.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that. Plus, I suppose this is good if you're a fan. This is a box set of the first series of Linda Green. I think a new series starts this week, or has already started. I'll tell you what I found when I was clearing up, Rick, because I know it's not started.
Is that Lisa Tarbuck? Or is that not? I don't know.
I'll tell you what I found when I was clearing up, Rick, because I know it's not a big movie this week. We normally give away a big movie. I was moving house this week, and I found a video that you're more than welcome to if you're a fan.
Burt Reynolds?
No, it stars Kurt Russell. Executive Decision. I've got that to give away if you're interested. Executive Decision with Steven Seagal in a cameo as well. So I think it's on TV this week, Rick. So if you miss it this coming
Channel
Friday,
5?
you don't tape it this Friday.
Well,
here it is on video.
bring it in, because I think Carl's excited about that. I think Carl would like to win that, wouldn't you?
Great.
I thought the movies were always going to be horror movies for some reason. Like, I was sensing a theme there, but I guess not.
Is there?
How about if you come up with an extra Rockbusters today for the bonus prize?
I don't think I'm the man for the job, Carl. I think it has to come from your unique take on the world.
Carl, I don't
Take on
think
the
you've
world.
quite worked out why you're funny and why things you do are good. Go on then.
Right, you ready then? So, just in case you haven't heard it before, I'll give you some initials of a band or an artist.
We're not doing Rockbusters now, are we?
Yeah, I thought, well, we've
Oh,
just...
then we keep that going. Then we got. Well, I love educating Ricky. That's my favourite thing now.
Well, what do you want to do, Steve?
I
mean,
think
it's just
You already
it's
started.
like it's sort of bigged up the prizes.
And so
people
this
will
is
be-
only by email. Give the email address out now for people to write it down now, Carl.
Right, it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. xfm.co.uk. Only entries on email.
Yeah.
You're going to get 3 clues. You've got to get them all right.
And you win all the
You
stuff.
win all those prizes we said. Okay, Carl, go on then.
Right, and just a quick example, one of the first ones we did, it was like AK, and the clue was exploding pet, and it was atomic kitten, right? Yeah. So you understand how it works.
He likes that example.
Now, these are your clues. The first one, that army has got some nice trenches.
That army has got some nice trenches. Excellent.
Yeah. And the initials there are DW.
Do you write some of the questions for 15 to 1?
What? Okay. Let's carry on, shall we? Sorry, what?
Some of the questions
there are DW.
Do you write some of the questions for 15 to 1?
Go on.
So that army has got some
similar phrasing.
Trenches, okay.
Okay.
The second one.
What were the initials there, Carl, on that person?
DW.
DW.
Yeah. Right.
I can't even think of any band or artist or anything that's DW. I got nothing.
The top of them curtains are all wrecked. All the materials all worn.
He acts it out though. We've got to get him on telly. We have got to get him on telly because his little face and his gestures.
That's the second one. The initials being HV. Okay, the top of those curtains are wrecked. All the materials all worn out. Right, HV. And the final one.
Wait. Halen Van. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, ooh, ooh is the V veil. Maybe not.
And the final one, here's the final clue. I was in Texas the other week, right? I tripped and landed on my knees in a puddle.
What's the initials?
WH for that one. So I was in Texas, I tripped up, landed on my knees.
Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, Texas. I did one. I'm happy. We're good. I can die peacefully now. We're out. It's good.
In a puddle. So that's WH.
Incredible.
You've got it.
Is it great?
It's fantastic. It doesn't work.
Okay, time of drawing the record. Remember, you're playing for these compilation albums. We got the Fatboy Slim DVD, Linda Green on VHS, and of course, Executive Decision, starring Kurt Russell as well.
Oh God. Bob Dylan.
All right.
Just Like a Woman on XFM 104.9.
A couple more names, boxing nicknames for you, Rick. I think this is from Josh. Ricky Blue Eyes, I quite like. And he's also put Toad Rage.
I like that one.
Which I quite like. I'll tell you, our number 1 fan has emailed again. I'm pleased to announce. Richard Anderson, Dickie Anderson. He was in touch last week.
Is that really him?
Richard Anderson.
Kind of looks like an alternate universe Carl Pilkington. I didn't say that right, but you know what I mean. Like, he has some Carl-esque features. His head is quite round. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dickie Anderson, he was in touch last week.
Is back.
He
loves this show.
He's such a fan of the show, and this week he's emailed in, what actually is the point of your show? Is it to confuse, irritate, depress, or what? All of those things, Dickie. Thanks for noticing.
Oh, he loves this show.
He's such a fan. He's such a fan.
He's
because last week, you remember, Carl, he emailed in to say that he'd rather spend his time counting his feet than listen to this show. Presumably he's done that. Yeah. And he's
wonder how many. Wonder how many feet.
Incredible. Yeah.
No, but he loves this show.
Good, yeah. So thanks, R.A. Thanks for listening.
See you later.
All right.
Missy Elliot. Work it on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington.
Educating Ricky?
Yeah.
Should I do a bit of that?
Well, the clues are coming in furious.
The answers, I should say.
Yeah. So go on. Oh, this is what.
Yeah, Rockbusters is well underway, Carl. Don't worry, you've done your work there.
Okay.
Right, come on.
Right, educating Ricky.
This is my favourite bit now.
Okay.
You're just going to tease
like
us, aren't you,
that.
with 3 headlines?
Hey,
And then I'll choose one, then we've got the other 2 as well.
Yeah, that's
Go
the
on.
way it works.
Oh,
and,
sorry, I got distracted.
You're just going to tease us, aren't you, with 3 headlines? If you
And then
like.
I'll choose one, then we've got the other 2 as well.
Yeah, that's
Go
the
on.
way it works, and at the end of it, you learn some stuff. Like I say, I'm struggling a bit with knowledge.
Yeah.
At last he confesses.
Yeah. Go on.
So the 3 headlines for you to pick from, we've got, first one, we'll have a big fire tomorrow.
I got a feeling there's some vegetables involved.
Yeah, go on.
Maybe. Second one, he's a bit of a nuisance.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
And third one, I'll bacon in the morning if you're sick of having me here.
Oh, that one.
I'll bacon in the morning if you're sick of having me.
Right, I'm having that one.
That's brilliant.
Right, well, it's a saying. Do you know cold shoulder? Giving someone the cold shoulder?
Sure.
Alright, if you have someone round at your house and, you know, you try to get rid of them and they're hanging around and stuff and you're like, oh, I wish they'd go, I'm tired and that. Well, years ago...
When? Literally years ago. Well, ages ago.
Sort of,
Olden times.
I think it said medieval times.
Yonks ago, then. Yonks ago.
Yeah. Medieval, yeah.
We're going back quite a bit on this
Well,
one.
you know when you find out these books, why don't you just pop down when it was?
Just make a note.
I don't think it says all the time. It just sort of says,
Years ago.
you know... a few
Long
years back.
ago.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
Never.
alright, I'll make an effort next week.
Okay.
Right? So, it's annoying that, because my girlfriend said to me, just make a note of the time and they'll stop having a go at you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And I kind of thought, oh, it's alright.
Didn't listen?
I don't think it matters anyway in this one. We're looking at the saying, right? So
Yeah.
it's giving someone a cold shoulder, right? And what it is, right? Ages ago, there wasn't enough houses for people.
All right.
Because there wasn't much money being made. You know, there weren't big businesses. People weren't earning good money like they are now. So there wasn't as many houses, right? So what you ended up getting is like, you know, the rich people having a nice place to live.
Oh.
And the poor people were like wandering about, you know, looking for places to live and that. And what they ended up doing is they had like, people would go around to the mate's house and say, look, I haven't got anywhere to live. It's a bit cold. Can you let me stay? Right? So they'd go, oh, all right, then you can stay a couple of days. But they ended up staying for like weeks.
Yeah.
Right? So, to sort of get rid of them, what they'd end up doing, they'd be making the dinner, and they'd be making a lovely dinner, like a bit of meat, nice warm meat, and nice veg, gravy. And,
This happened every time, did it?
No.
This is where the saying came
Is this
from.
what happened, Rick?
This is
what happened.
happened every time.
It was in that vague book.
the book of vague sayings and stuff.
Right, so they'd be making a nice meal, but what they did, they looked after all the family, but the person who won't go home, they just give them some, like, sort of a cut-off of cold meat.
Right.
So they'd say, you're giving them the cold shoulder, meaning...
Right. Okay, that's rubbish.
Wikipedia.
No.
That is a beautiful, beautiful image of bullshit, man. I love it. Yeah, this one, yeah, no. I have no way of defending you today, sir. None. In nothing. The only, like, genuinely interesting thing he said today was Whitney Houston and the clue thing. But I can only get him when I can reverse engineer it, because I realized I can only understand it when the initials just click in something and then it makes sense. I can't, if I don't know the initials, if I don't have anything for the initials, I can't work them out.
Absolute.
Carl, why would that necessarily work?
Yeah. Why do they
Yeah.
always, in every situation when you want to get rid of a lodger, well, still feed him every day, but make the meat lukewarm. So
They always leave then.
Yeah.
Oh, this food's lukewarm. I'm gonna become homeless
and they
again,
go,
wandering the
hold
streets.
on, are you giving me the cold shoulder? Yes. Do you want me to leave? Yes, just say leaving. No, I like to do it cryptically. That way, in years to come, someone will have a little saying about it.
Well, yeah, that was I'll bacon in the morning.
Yeah.
If you've had enough of meat, we'll leave that.
Well,
I'm sorry, I don't get the
Yeah.
pun. Is it be gone in the morning? Oh, beacon, I guess? Okay.
Enough of meat, we'll
Odd
leave
one.
that.
well,
Oh, Wake on in the morning if you've had enough of me.
So come back. What are the others? Just tease us again with the others. We'll come back to those.
He's a bit of a nuisance, and we'll have a big fire tomorrow.
Nice, looking forward to that.
Oh my god.
Nirvana, in their version of The Man Who Sold the World, a David Bowie tune. It's good.
Good tune.
Taken from that new Nirvana compilation.
I like that version, I like the David Bowie version.
You can't decide, can you, Rick? You're torn.
In fact, I like the Lulu version as well.
Is there a Lulu version?
Maybe we should play that one week. Yeah.
Was this recorded, what, in the 70s?
I think she recorded it about the same time as David Bowie. I don't know if he released it as a single. I think it was just on off the album.
Interesting.
Carl is studying. Okay, what's the next one? What's the educating Ricky?
I don't know, see, like I say, I was looking around and there's stuff that is interesting, right? I was looking on the web.
But there's no point.
Well, it's just that I found one about,
what's the point?
About a lad who, 8 years old, but he's still breastfed.
The kid on Game of Thrones.
I don't know if you can get anything out of that.
Probably not.
Is that what his mum said?
So,
what do you mean I don't know if I can get anything out of that? You don't need to.
No, it's just that, you know...
Where did you read that?
That was on the internet.
Oh, well, yeah.
You're always unspecific when you mention it. It's just it was on the internet.
Well, I'm trying to think what I put in. I think I put in Y to see if I'd confuse the computer.
God!
I am now... Okay, nope, it's happening. We're doing it. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I want to... Okay. Let me just real quick... Gotta ask, why? See if I can confuse the computer. Yeah, nope. It ain't working.
You are...
No,
honestly. God! You are...
No,
honestly.
I did a search, put in Y, and it came up with funny things that, like, why is this person doing that? Why is that? And it had a picture of this 8-year-old lad. Sort of,
what's the thing? Why women kill comedy series? Oh, the fourth one is not great. Why is Snoop Dogg at the Olympics? Ah, man.
A picture of this 8-year-old lad, sort of, you know, on his mum's nipple, and it was saying, you know, is this healthy?
You sure that wasn't asking
Ricky's
you that
laugh
question?
is making me laugh.
What? I put in Y.
What?
Confuse the computer. Like, we go, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, last week, I was walking, home with him, and I went, he was saying something stupid, and I went, I've got a competition for next week. Let's do a phone-in, and it's called Carl Pilkington, Genius or Fool.
Yeah.
Right? And he went, no. I went, why not? He went, well, they'd be confusing, because they say there's no difference between genius and being a fool.
You do though, don't you?
No, but it's rubbish. And people say there's a fine line between madness and genius.
That's different.
You know, it's a ridiculous soundbite. They don't say there's a fine line between a genius and an idiot.
Well, the people who do are idiots.
Yeah.
So what would you do there, though, just to sort of wrap that little thing up? What would you do? That lad loves his mum's...
Why are we going back to there's nothing to do about it?
To come up with?
No, I'm just...
A title
a pun?
for the story?
No, it's just what would you do? Right.
What do you mean, what would I do?
Well, it's causing a bit of a problem in the area, right?
What area?
In America, I think it was.
Oh, America are a problem, are they? George Bush is worried about this kid who's breastfeeding at 8.
Imagine it like this, right?
Right.
Okay.
No, so, Carl, what are you asking me? About this
What would
spurious
you do?
story you saw on the internet?
I saw it on the internet. There's an 8-year-old lad, he likes his mum's milk, and it's saying, is this right? Should it
No,
be
it's
going
not.
on?
But what
What do you want Ricky to do about it? It's not his responsibility.
Yeah.
No, but the little town that he lives in, they're all causing an uproar, right? Going, this isn't right, you know, I can't let my kid play out in case he's in the garden with his mum getting a bit hungry, right? So, what should they do? Because his mum's saying, well, he likes it.
Yeah.
And he, you know, so what do you do?
I don't know the laws.
No, but I'm not asking you to sort out the laws. I'm just saying, if you lived in that neighbourhood, what would you say? If you went up to him and said, look, everyone's getting a bit fed up with this, look.
I'd say, what would I do? What do you mean, what would I do? What are you asking me?
What would you do?
Right, it doesn't matter.
No, what are you asking me? What are you asking me and Steve and the public?
I'm just saying, say if you live next door to this woman.
Yeah.
Right? The kid's hungry, 8 years old, he's out playing on his bike and he goes, Mum, I'm getting a bit peckish, and he goes, alright, son. She whops one out. And he starts having his milk, right? You live next door, you're putting your washing out, and you see this going on. You're getting a bit sick of it, because it's gone on for months.
Years.
Why is it your business? Why are you such a nosy neighbour that you're concerned?
What would you do, Carl? Let's turn it back on him.
Yeah.
What would you do?
What's your solution?
What would you do?
Well, I thought I'd say, right, why are you doing this? And she'd say, because he likes it. And I go, all right then, put it in a bowl first.
And you think that would sort that out?
No, because I was thinking about the whole thing, right? And you do that when you're a baby, and everything's all right, innit?
Yeah.
No one bats an eyelid at a little baby having a bit of milk from its mum's breast, right?
Yeah.
You'd almost say it was natural.
But you grow out of it. It's like, you don't see. It got me thinking about things you don't see. And you don't see...
An old man
you put
eating
this
the
into a
Twix.
computer. Show me things you don't see.
What else don't you see?
Well, you don't see, like, an old man having a Twix.
Ah, it is!
You never... So what?
You know the term.
I love how that's comparable to the story he's telling. What? Why, in his mind, he's like extra goofy today, for lack of, saying stupid. He's extra. He's very Carl today. Jeez, man. What is he on about? That's beautiful. Wow.
You know the terrible thing about all this, Steve, is he's right.
You don't see an old
No,
man
I
eating a
know
Twix.
that's a terrible thing.
So what they have got, right, they've made old man toffees, haven't they? They've come up with burgers.
Old man.
Is that a song? Oh God! You don't see it.
No, listen now. So they've got their Werthers, right?
Yeah.
So,
Look at him. You
Forget
think he's
it.
giving a lecture at Oxford?
it's not going anywhere.
Go on,
TED
sorry.
Talk.
Go on.
I'm just saying, you grow out of things.
Yeah.
And the old man, I'm sure when he was a kid, he'd have a Twix.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't look right, so he's having...
It doesn't look right.
So...
Right.
I don't think Werther's originals were specially designed for old people. I think they were sweets that just happened to have been made for years. That's why old people eat them.
Yeah.
They didn't go, hang on, there's a market here. I've noticed old people aren't eating Twixes. Quick, let's make some old man sweets.
But the little advert, he gives it to his grandson as well, doesn't he? He goes, I have a Werther's original.
Oh, I think it cuts, though, before he throws it back in his face and goes, get me a Twix. Damn curly-whirly, Grandad, you old fool.
Let's play music. I love. He hasn't done that in forever. I absolutely freaking love when he cuts him off with music, dude. It's just like his little way, his little producer way of being fed up of them making fun of him. Beautiful. Oh my God.
Fix, Danger, High Voltage on XFM 104.9. Sums up the show. Danger, High Voltage. Indeed. Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and the amazing Carl Pilkington.
Amazing.
So, other things you don't see, Carl? Got any other ones, or you obviously been thinking about this?
What
confuses you? When you look out your window, what confuses you with the world? What do you walk around going, oh, that's a bit weird? I remember, when you were in, Edinburgh, you were confused because you saw someone putting a parking ticket on some rubbish, which confused you. Yeah.
What?
That was weird.
Yeah.
The world's a crazy place, isn't it?
It
I mean,
is.
whatever you look at, you can... Do you know what I mean?
Like what?
I do.
Well, anything. I mean, you could look out the window there and you'll see something, you go, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
What are they doing that for?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, maybe we should bring back White Van Carl. There's some interesting questions this week, Rick.
Yeah.
We could pull that out of the bag if you're
Shall
interested.
we do that?
Just get
I'm very
Carl's take on
interested.
the world's
Let's do it,
views.
let's do it.
I'll tell you what, we'll do that in a second. Let's have another educating Ricky, because I think you got sidetracked with your talk of
Well, just the other thing
breastfeeding.
on things you don't see. Look at the way when I went to school, there was 2 kids with them big heads. Now,
You don't
never see them.
Sure.
Yeah, but no one else saw them anyway, Carl. It's only you that saw 2 of them, not related, and wouldn't hang around with each other because you think they thought it would be too obvious. Webbed fingers and big heads.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And there was a kid with the pigeon chest. So.
Oh yeah, and the lady with the head like a bag of spuds.
Let's not go through these again. It just
that.
raises too many questions that can't be answered.
Yeah.
Right then. So we've got we'll have a big fire tomorrow.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Is that the one you want?
Let's go for it.
Right. I think this was like round the 1700s.
Bluffing.
And
Just bluffing.
Who was the king then?
Dunno.
Go on.
But it's about the word bonfire, right?
Bonfire.
Bonfire.
Yeah.
Do you know where it comes from?
No, go on.
No.
Right, what happened is it's got nothing to do with Guy Fawkes and that, which is what I thought when I saw it. It's got nothing to do with that. But ages ago, at 1700s,
Yeah.
right, didn't have enough houses, like I mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that happens, you get people living on the streets.
Uh-huh.
You get
Sure.
diseases, people aren't cleaning properly.
Mm.
So you get more deaths.
Mhm.
All right?
Yeah.
So think about it. You've got all these dead bodies lying around. They're running out of space. Because there's, like, I don't know why they're running out of space. But
Okay.
they haven't got much. I don't know why, really. I was going to say they should have just buried them, but there's probably more land back then than now.
He doesn't need anyone else in the room.
He's having a conversation with himself.
Yeah, we could leave and we'd come back and you go, I've sorted it. Yeah.
Anyway, for some reason,
They presumably, if it's going to be they burnt them, it's presumably to do that it also kills the parasite or whatever's carrying the parasite on them, as opposed to burying them and not killing the disease.
well, yeah. So that's that.
Duh.
They've worked it out. They piled them up and they turned it into a celebration because there was a lot of fed up people at that time.
Is this to be the word bon, meaning good?
No. I'll tell you in a minute.
Go on.
So you've got all these people who are like going around and like, oh, you know, so and so died the other day, and you know, nearly every week someone they knew was dying. So you can imagine like just constant like being depressed. So and they've got all these bodies lying everywhere. It's like, oh god, what are we gonna do? So they said, we're all too fed up at the moment. Said let's make this a better world.
This was 1701 by the time they got together.
Yeah.
So they said, what we need to do is have a big party. So they said, yeah.
Good thinking.
See what you're thinking. So they go, right, well, we'll put all the bodies
Yeah.
in a big pile. And they're all diseased and that, so
Yeah.
they set fire to the bodies.
Yeah.
And they said, let's have this as a celebration to remember them by. And, you know, we'll have a drink and that, and have a chat. We'll have this big fire going. And it came from Bonfire.
Ah.
Right.
So
Bonfire.
it was all
Is correct. I love that there's two now. Bonfire is correct, but there are two competing origins. One for burning of animal bones and the other for the burning of human bones.
the bones. Bonfire. So Bonfire.
Don't know. Don't know.
Right.
So
Bonfire.
it was all the bones. Bonfire is Bonfire.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So that's how it came about.
Yeah. In the 1700s.
Yeah.
That was.
No, probably.
Okay.
I reckon it was 1600.
Probably earlier.
I reckon it was the plague. I reckon it came from.
But interesting stuff.
Yeah. So that's
Did you celebrate Bonfire Night? Is that a big celebration for you? Do you like the fireworks? I'm sick of fireworks. I just think they're rubbish.
Yeah,
fireworks.
I love fireworks.
I'm not impressed.
I've never been impressed by fireworks. Even
No.
as a kid, you know, you have to go to like sort of community kind of gatherings with the bonfire and fireworks, and
Yeah.
some local vicar or whatever would come out and.
But I
it
also
was
think the
just
adults think the
tedious.
kids love it, and,
Yeah.
everyone, and if they just got together and said, should we go see it, they'd all go, no.
Yeah,
Let's not
absolutely.
Go. Let's not go this
Yeah.
year.
What would be
freaking
better
love
is
them.
if
What
the
are you talking
vicar had
about?
wheeled out like a massive rocket,
Yeah.
climbed in,
Yeah.
gone last one to the moon is a bender, and then fired himself off. Now that, I'd pay to see. That's a firework display I'd like to see. As it is, it's just rubbish.
dear.
yeah.
Is
That's
that your feeling,
excellent.
Carl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not keen.
No.
Sorry, what clue was that?
We'll have a big fire tomorrow.
Bone marrow. Genius. Let's play the record.
It's good. It's good. I love that when they were talking about it, one of them said, Stephen had said it has to do with vegetables. Maybe he was being all cocky. Not even, dude.
Oh, you fools. Right, what's this? Go on. What? Go on, just get on with it, because I just can't believe what you just said.
What are we doing? Are we final one?
Yeah.
All right, the last one. Like I said.
No. Say the record. Say the record you played. Go on.
This is free association.
Yeah, brilliant.
I wish I would not.
Yeah, and what did you just say to me just before this was ending? He just looked over at me and went, "Are there any animals without a brain?"
No, but hang on a minute.
No, right. And I went, "Yeah, there's animals that." He went, "I was going to talk about this, but it's sad. There's a lad born without a brain, and he laughs a lot, and his hearing and his sight's okay." I'll go, "Well, that's impossible. If he's without a brain, all that is impossible." And he went, "Well, it was in the magazine."
It was in a book that somebody sent.
Right.
And I didn't want to bring it up because it is a bit sad, really. Like this, young lad, there's a picture of him sat there with his mum, and,
Carl!
Well,
Carl!
Forget it.
It's impossible.
Well,
there must have been more to the story,
He
Carl.
can't not have a brain. Hearing and sight is a concept within the brain. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
The ears are just receptacles. They're just,
I know.
So,
but that's why it was in this book. It was a book of mysteries.
Carl, if you're reading a book and you see a photo and you guess at what you think the story might be, that doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it
I
fair.
looked at it because I thought he looks like an happy lad.
Sure.
And I read about it and I thought, that's weird. Like you've said, the fact that he hasn't got a brain but he can see and he can hear.
no! Impossible!
Well,
Impossible.
okay.
Go on.
I don't know who to believe. Listen, we haven't done it for a while. White Van Man. I thought there's some interesting questions raised today, and I think it might be nice to just throw them back.
I think we've set Carl up again in the last hour as a person that people want to know his opinions on the world.
If you're not familiar with it, on Saturdays the Sun newspaper asks a typical white van driver questions his opinions on the week's news, and we thought we'd throw these in the direction of Carl.
Good.
And then, what do you make of this teenage thug, Carl, Mickey Carroll, who spent 4 months in jail and he's won 9.7 million on the lottery?
Wait,
Is that
what?
justice? When you think of all the good people that are going hungry, and there's a lad there and he's won.
Did he buy the ticket?
What happened? One at age 19 blew it on holidays. Okay, hookers and cocaine. Now living in a one-bedroom flat in Scotland. Okay.
Before he went in.
No, I think he bought it once he'd come out.
So he's done his time.
He's done his time.
Fair enough then. He's been punished.
Yeah.
Right? He's bought a ticket. He's had a lot of bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's having a bit of good luck.
Good luck
Right,
to him.
next one.
Are you concerned that now he's got all that money he could turn into like a sort of mastermind villain? You know, like a James Bond style villain? He's got a criminal streak, we know that. Is that a concern for you? I mean,
Well, we
imagine
don't.
that. He could build some kind of underwater
We
fortress.
don't. With my lawyer's hat on, we don't know that.
Yeah, well.
Go on.
Well, he'd have to prove that he didn't have a criminal streak. I'd say that you've been in jail for 4 months.
Yeah.
But sometimes people are bad because they haven't got any money, so he might be
Interesting
an
point.
angel of gold now. Or whatever the saying is.
1 in 5 children aged between 11 and 16
think
go
he
on
was.
booze binge sessions at least once a week. That's
Sorry,
terrifying.
who?
1 in 5 children aged between 11 and 16 go on booze binge sessions at least once a week. That's terrifying news, isn't it?
Wow, okay.
Kids, they know too much now.
Yeah.
You
Compared to you,
Despair.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Listen to this one, right?
Go on.
My dad had me niece in the car, right, running her to school one day.
Okay.
And she was in the back of the car with a mate, and they chatting away about stuff like kids do. And they got onto the topic of one of the mates, who they said, I mean, you've got to remember, niece, this point was probably about 5 or 6, something like that. Like, in the back
Okay.
of the car, talking about My Little Pony, whatever it is they play with.
Sure.
Subject changed. Oh, that Lisa in our class, she's a lesbian, isn't she?
Right.
That was that's what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Chatting away about it.
Just openly talking about
Yeah.
lesbianism.
And probably, this is the topic that they're talking about in the pub when they're having one. Out drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might have thought a lesbian was a funny word or something. You don't necessarily know the ins and outs of it, do they?
He's weird though, isn't it? Because when I was younger at school, you didn't you swore a little bit, but it wasn't like major swear words, and you sort of did a little bit of nicking, but nothing like they get up to now. I mean,
My girlfriend, when she was about 7 or 8, just walked to school with her mum, and she called her a C-U-N. Right?
You are joking.
No, she said, because she thought it was she said she thought it was a big furry animal. So she was being nice. And I remember, where'd you do that? Where'd you do that? I just heard it at school. So they might not know what it means.
Well, I tell you, I'm gonna have to use kind of euphemisms here to tell this story, but when I was at school,
Okay.
I learned, the stronger version, it's not the same word, but it's very similar with one letter changed. I'm gonna use twit.
yeah.
Okay.
You know the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna use the word twit to replace it, right? And I went round...
Do you think they're twat?
Yeah. Right, And can I say it? Am I allowed to say it?
No,
of course not.
it's weird though, because
No, hang on,
some people from Cornwall use that like saying twit. So if people
Well,
listen in Cornwall,
Do you know what a twit is a pregnant goldfish?
well,
Well, I learned the stronger version of twit.
Yeah.
Twat. For those that aren't sure. I learned this at school when I was like 10 or whatever, and I didn't know what it meant. I thought it was just a stronger version of twit.
Yeah.
I thought it was just if you were really annoyed with someone because they were a real twit.
Because I is worse than I.
Exactly, apparently. So, Carl would be a twit. And,
Yeah.
And so I started using this at home because I didn't realise what it meant. I started using this at home. Oh, you twit, you're a twit. And saying it to my dad, you're a twit, but not saying twit.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't know what it meant either.
I love
couldn't
it.
believe. So he started using it as well, right? So then we'd be driving in the car, he'd be saying to my mum, you stupid twit. Saying to my mum, you don't pull over, you're gonna bum it, you twat. Saying this. Then I learned at school from Mark Johnson what it really meant.
Yeah.
Stopped using it, obviously finding out it was quite an offensive word.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up to my dad. I didn't want to sit my dad down and say, Dad, you know that word we've been saying?
Yeah.
You know what it means? So now, to this day, I've never brought it out with him. So we'll be driving, I go home for Christmas, we'll be driving around, he'll be calling my mum that word. Left, right,
So his
centre.
mum doesn't know
I
either?
think she knows. I think she's just embarrassed. Or she's just upset and she knows what it means. She goes, why does he keep calling me this terrible word? But he's the only one, I think, in our family who doesn't know what it means. No one's got the guts to say, I don't know whether I should tell him this Christmas.
What a twat.
I know.
Oh, dude, that's funny. I actually used to swear a lot when I was little because I had two older brothers and, just I was the youngest by a lot and you hear things and you repeat things. But one fun story in my family that often comes up is my oldest brother, since he was the first one when he was in like elementary school, he didn't know what this meant, right? And I don't know if he like pointed at someone like that or what he did. And one of the kids like, oh my God, no, that's a horrible thing. He's like, what, this? And he started doing it to everyone because he was getting attention for it. And then like the principal came. The principal came and he was just like excitedly doing it everywhere. He started flipping the principal off and everything. And that's the day he learned that was offensive. But I think it's funny that, unless you learn the heavy meaning of words or just gestures and stuff, you don't know. Like, I often, just this to me isn't anything. And to you guys or to, people in the UK, it's a lot. But to me, actually, it's more peace than anything. And to you guys, it's just, up yours. So, oops, I guess. I don't know, dude. That's funny. That story's funny. I have a story, but I can't remember the word or the context or any of it, so I can't really, like a personal story. But I remember nothing, so I can't really share it. But there's something deep in there.
Good to hear that again.
Always good to hear that.
Suede. Animal nitrate. Carl's all flustered because there isn't a record set up and he's getting all tizzy. He's been more worried about his competitions than sorting out putting records on ready. What?
I'm after Steve's Song for a Lover.
Well, I'll tell you what, why didn't you carry on with your educating Ricky section?
They're doing everything today. They're pulling out all the stuff,
Yeah,
man.
Go on then, right, okay. We've had a few emails. Anyone got it right, Carl? Anyone got it right?
Educating Ricky, that's the final one. We've got to get that out of the way.
We've got to get Rockbusters as well, though.
We can do that at the end, we can wait.
Go on then.
But we've only got 5 minutes left.
Come on, just do Educating Ricky.
Right.
Oh, no, don't do that.
The
That
last
stresses
one
me
that
out.
we haven't done
No!
is a bit of a nuisance.
Go on then.
Again, not really that interesting.
Thanks.
No, like, again,
I'm sorry. I know. I know that wouldn't have been intentional, but that's like the worst thing you can do. Timers stress me out so much. I don't know why. I hate feeling rushed. And I know that has nothing to do with me either. It's them. I'm chilling here. I can stay for half an hour more if I want, but it just stresses me out. And I know you're going to feel bad about it. Don't worry. It's fine. But yeah, Not a fan of those.
I spoke to you in the week, and I had much better
funny.
things, like when I tell you
Sorry,
about...
who, huh?
Not really that interesting.
Thanks.
No, like, again, I spoke to you in the week, and I had much better things, like when I tell you about Brian Blessed climbing Everest, and for some reason it made him... it played havoc with his belly, and he followed through, and he had to clean up.
Shut himself?
Yeah, using ice and snow.
Why are you telling me that Brian Blessed... in what way is telling me that Brian Blessed shit himself once in any way educational?
Because I was saying how he was climbing Everest, right?
Right.
I give it to him, he's an actor and that, but he gave that a go.
Yeah.
Right? It played...
What's the point of that, you'd say, wouldn't you?
You'd say, God, he's you know...
So he's alright. Me doing a boxing match for no reason is rubbish, but him climbing Everest and shitting himself...
Yeah, he did that.
...is commendable.
Right, and he's only gonna, like, go and do it again. He's gonna climb it again.
Yeah, but he might not shit himself this time.
What's the point in going? Nothing's changed up there.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
What's it been?
Well, it has. They've probably cleared it up by now. Like, but, it's slip on it.
I can't be bothered telling you this one, because...
Come on! Just
honest,
do it, or do it
Dude,
now!
you're on a timer!
Look, no, never mind that. Look, just tell me what that means. Oh, he's a nuisance. Oh, this is so annoying, Carl. I'm gonna go mental.
Right,
Talk!
Right, listen, I'm just putting this in here, right? Right, nuisance is a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah.
Apparently, the old fella who used to hang people...
1700s?
Yeah.
He used to be able to tell somebody's weight just by looking at them. Right? That's a bit of a bonus fact.
We'll be the judge of that.
The thing that I wanted to tell you is, money for old rope. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't even be bothered.
Yes, you're gonna tell me now. Come on, Carl. I mean it.
Basically, money for old rope came from the... right?
What was all that about? He can tell someone's weight. What was the
Bonus fact,
And
dude.
Brian Blessed shitting himself. What are you... What? No, don't you... No, tell me that now. You nearly made me swear then. I'm getting really annoyed. I'm getting really annoyed now. Tell me this back, Carl, or I'm gonna go mental.
Come on, Carl, time's running out.
More that people, years ago, when people used to be hung, right?
Right.
If you didn't like the person who's been hung, you'd go, God, I really don't like him. And so you never forget the time.
Presumably
when
if they're being hung, we take that as read.
Yeah. But, so they never forget afterwards to get the hangman to get the rope and to cut it up into little pieces, and he'd sell them. He'd sell the little pieces of rope to people.
See, Carl, that's the most interesting thing, if it's true, that you've come up with.
Right, okay.
Come up with.
And so what's so they sell the rope?
They sell the rope, and it's money for old rope.
Money for old rope.
Meaning, like, you know, God, it's easy to make money, all that,
Wait,
you know,
now I'm curious what it really is. If it ain't that... Hang on. Hold on. What happened? I don't think I've ever heard money for old rope either. There are a lot of sayings I've never heard of, apparently. Means to make money by selling something that has been used and out and ought to be worthless. Huh. This extends to profiting from knowledge or using skills that were learned in the past or for another purpose. But why do you say it, I guess? Because fucking... Sorry. God. Okay, we're good. Because old rope sucks. I mean... All right. Oh, man.
They sell the rope.
They sell the rope, and it's money for old rope.
Money for old rope.
Meaning, like, you know, God, it's easy to make money, that all they have to do is cut it up and sell it.
I'm cynical.
I'm not so convinced.
Right, listen, we're really tight. We haven't even got time for a last track. We've got an ad break, and we've got to give out...
Okay, give the answers then. This is ridiculous.
So, Steve, do you want to pick a winner?
I've got a winner when you give us the answers.
Okay, so the first clue was that army has...
All right, I really wanted... Because I got what? I got Whitney Houston, and it made sense. It was Whitney Houston, Texas. So, that army has got some nice trenches. I don't know. I don't know. Damn it. Deep? I don't know.
It's got some well nice trenches.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was DW.
Who's that?
Dandy Warhols.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
All right.
Good, yeah.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I didn't know that existed. Band person, I don't know. But Dandy Warhols. Okay, that's brilliant. That's good.
That's brilliant.
But yeah.
Good, yeah.
The second one. The top of them.
Top of them curtains are all wrecked. All the materials all worn. Damn it. I understand his thought process. But I don't know. I feel like top is a clue there. Like it's high or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Curtains are wrecked. All the material is worn.
Yeah.
HV. That's Holly Valance.
Oh, he
I
got
was
a
not
phone
gonna
call
get that.
For a woman saying I haven't heard it, and he was talking to her off air, and she went, what is it? So-and-so said them's curtains. She went, all right. He said, you know the thing around the top of the curtain is a palmet, not a valance, and he went, cut her off.
Yeah, but my auntie's always making valances on everything. I'll tell you about
I
that
didn't know
next
that's
week.
what that was called.
Right?
I'm looking forward to that.
Is this the one that farted for 5 minutes?
Yeah, the very same.
Yeah.
Right? So, we'll talk
Okay.
about that. I was in Texas, I tripped up, I landed on my knees in a
Next.
puddle, WH,
Yeah.
wet knee Houston, right?
Wet knee Houston.
Yeah. So,
You're a maniac.
So, who's a winner?
We've got Pete, Catherine and Laura in Newcastle upon Tyne. They're listening online, I assume, and they're
on
going to
Sky
get
Digital.
those great places. And remember, they got loads of stuff. They got the DVD here. They got Linda Green. They got Stone Roses. They got another compilation and executive
I'm
director.
impressed that there are people that win every week. That's amazing. Jeez.
Did you read about Brian Blessed? Is it actually true, or have you lied with
No,
someone else?
it was an interview with him in it.
And what did he
talking about-
say? Come on, what did he say?
He said I climbed Everest and I played havoc with me belly. Let's
I'm
talk about it
stressed.
next week. We've really run out now.
Oh, you're a fool.
They didn't even make it. Oh, did they? Okay. That stressed me out unnecessarily. Okay. Oh, remember how I said I felt like this was going to be a really good one? I didn't know that meant that Carl was going to be, like, excessively thick today. Just because usually he has great ideas and, you know, he brings up great topics or questions and stuff, and he just expresses himself totally wrong, and he gets made fun of and blah, blah, blah. But today, man, today was a whole other level. Oh, boy. That was great. Okay. I don't feel bad because the bands I didn't get, I didn't know that the top of a curtain was called a valance. I told you the top was like it was important part of the clue, but I didn't know that's what that was called. And the Dandy, what was it? Dandy Warhol. That was clever. That was good. Didn't know that existed. But brilliant. All right. It's interesting. It's interesting when you get to see like a work of art or a book or a story or anything, music, lyrics, anything. It's amazing how that is a little piece of inside somebody's mind. That's so cool. And his is just like nobody else's. And I love that Ricky tells him, you don't even know why you're funny. And that's part of the charm, and that's part of the funny. He doesn't get it. Anyway, beautiful humans. That was extremely entertaining. Thank you, Rusty. And thank you, these three men that... Oh, I'm so glad they ended up actually putting him on the telly. What a good idea. What an amazing, I guess, discovery that this guy is so freaking entertaining. They just had to, you know, put him in all kinds of situations, ask him all kinds of questions, and it's just absolute gold. That doesn't happen very often. People like this aren't discovered very often. There are people that are like just unintentionally funny, and just the way they do things is just hilarious, and they're not aware of it. A couple people come to mind, but I love that he was exploited in the comedy route, because one person that comes to mind is Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, he's funny, man. Interviews and stuff, and it's unintentional. He doesn't get it when people start like when he's at a press conference or when people start laughing, he like gets offended because he doesn't get what was funny. But the guy is hilarious, and it's very much this style of comedy. But he stayed in the fighting game. I feel like if they would have took him like in something like this and put him in some kind of comedy game, I feel like he could have been big, man. Anyway, beautiful humans, it is over. I am gone. Thank you. See you soon.